What if you could snap your fingers and have anything you want? What if you could just imagine it and it was so? What if you could manifest any idea that came to your mind that you desired and it would materialize? What would you ask for? Sounds like fantasy. Sounds like wishful thinking. Sounds like the stuff of fairy tales. But it's real. The misconception is in what it is you are asking for as opposed to who you are asking to become. So any of the things that you think you want, the cars, the paychecks, the houses, the investments, the girl, the guy, the fame, the esteem, the glory, the championship, the title, all these things that you think you want, the ways of the flesh and the material things, it's a consequence of who you have to become to achieve whatever it is you're after that will ultimately yield these trinkets, which you, upon receiving, realize are worthless and that do not bring you any joy or happiness, but just fulfill a whim that you have because you think you are without. The thing is, if you focus the mind on who you need to become in order to achieve those things, then the mind will answer. Any question you put to the mind will come up with an answer for. And so you will soon, somehow, some way, figure out who you need to become and how you need to get there in order to manifest the individual that receives these things you think you want. And then the only question is, do you want to travel that path? Because life will lay the path before you. The road to who you need to become to achieve these things will become apparent. And it will only be a matter of you deciding, do you want to follow that way, all the way to the end, no matter what may come, such that you will receive these things you think you want. And if so, you will have them. Whether or not you'll be happy is a whole nother question, because are you seeking the ways of the flesh? Are you seeking the material? Are you seeking the mammon of this world? Or are you seeking to become something better? Something elevated from where you are now, something transcendent, something improved, transformed, transmogrified. Because that you will get. That you will. And all these other things will be side effects of having reached the destination on that road. But sure enough, guaranteed, as sure as you think this illusion is real, as day follows night, whatever it is you ask of yourself, whatever it is you seek to become, you're like a heat-seeking missile, like a divining rod, like a compass pointing true north. Your mind will lay out the path that you have to take to get there. But back to the things that you want. Because again, this is the misconception. You ask for things, you look for things, you glorify things. And when I say you, I mean me. I'm talking out loud. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm, again, holding up a mirror to myself. And this message, if it resonates, wonderful, but it is as much for me as it is for you. It is much a reminder for me as it is a call to arms for you. The mistake is in asking for the ways of the flesh, the material things, the mammon of this world, instead of seeking to become the person you need to be. When you, as I said, when you ask that question, a journey gets laid out before you, and then you have to decide whether you want to travel, because many people want the things, the material, the mammon, the sparkles, the shining baubles, the bedazzlement, the distractions and the diversions of this. They want that, not they want what's at the peak. They think is at the tip of the peak of the mountain that they're going to climb. They just might not want to climb the mountain to get there, because the mountain, that journey, takes you to a place where you become the person that can climb that mountain, and then all these other things are side effects. And then again, once you get there, you realize that all these other things you thought you wanted, the material things, you realize they mean nothing. And then even the journey you took to get there, and when you got to the top of the mountain and you got the title, you got the championship, you got the big paycheck, you got the big job promotion, you became who you thought you wanted to become, only to find you're still asking the same question: what is my meaning? What is my purpose? Why am I not fulfilled? But again, back to the things that you ask for, the things. Again, the ways of the flesh, the manifestations of the flesh, the accoutrements of the luxury lifestyle, the materialism, the mammon of this world, these things that you ask for, you might just be asking to make the rent so that you don't get kicked out of your house. So it's not always about, it's not always about the distractions and the diversions and the baubles and the shining objects of this world. A lot of people out there are just asking who are living paycheck to paycheck. They're just asking to please that they receive some help so that they can pay off their debt, they can pay off their credit card, they can pay for Christmas, they can pay for a surgery that they need, they could pay for the school that they want to go to. So not everyone's out there asking for the shiny objects of life and the ways of the flesh. But what if there was a way that whatever it is you asked for, you knew you could receive it? What would you ask for? What would you ask for? And if you understood the weight of your words and the check that you were writing, that you were going to cash, would you ask for the same things you're thinking about asking for now? Because in Yahusha, all things are possible. And as he said, ask whatever it is you seek in my name, and you shall receive it. Whatever it is you ask of me, it will be done. And this is what he told his Talmudim, his taught ones, before he would be taken away to his death on the cross, his crucifixion, his torment and his torture, his ultimate sacrifice, so that we may live. While the demons of this world, the evil whisperers and the corrupters and the misleaders of this world would have you die for them, would have you turn your life inside out for them, would have you self-destruct for them because they gain pleasure in your misery. Misery loves company. Yahusha suffered, tormented, and died so that you might live. Imagine that. And so he tells his Talmudim, he says, whatever you ask in my name. He says, you have seen me do great works, but you shall see even greater works will be done by you. Whatever it is you ask in my name, it will be done. And then, so here's the thing. The verse that comes directly after that is, if you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will send you, I will not orphan you, I will send you a helper. I will send you a replacement for me. I will send you the Ruach, the set-apart spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, the breath of Yahuwah, the Most High, he who brings all things into existence. And that Ruach, that breath of life will live within you. And you will receive this glorification, this esteem, this love, this help, this support, so that you are not orphans, so that you are not left alone in my absence. And great things and great wonders you will be able to do. And of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but ultimately, if we dial it back to when he says, whatever you ask in my name, what is he actually saying? Again, the verse before that is, you have seen me do great works. You have seen me do great things. You have seen me do miracles. But you will do far greater things in my name. Whatever it is you ask, it will be done. So what are you going to ask for? Imagine that. What is it? He says that if you believe in me, you will have everlasting life. If you believe in me, then the Father will believe in you. If you believe in me, I am the gateway to the Father. Through me, you will know the Father. When Philip asks him, just show us the Father, that's enough for us. You don't have to die on the cross. You don't have to sacrifice yourself. You don't have to prepare a place for us in the kingdom. Just show us the Father. That would be enough for us. And he says to Philip, have you not seen me? All this time, do you not understand? All this time with me, do you not know? Have you not seen? You have seen me. You have seen the Father. For the Father is in me and I am in the Father. So if you knew that you could ask for whatever you want, what would you ask for? Because here's the thing. In coming to know Yahuwah Yahusha, in living in Yahuwah Yahusha, in receiving Yahuwah Yahusha, in receiving the Word, in believing in Him being in you and you being in Him, and whoever knows Him knows the Father, whoever loves Him loves the Father, and whoever loves His Father, the Father loves Him. Whoever receives Yahuwah Yahusha receives the Father. Whoever loves Yahusha, the Father loves. Imagine this then. Whatever you ask in my name, the Father will grant you. What would you ask? And the thing is, once you know this to be real, you understand the weight of your words, and you would never ask. Having gone through this catharsis, having gone through this conversion, having gone through this crucible, having come to a place where you've received the Word, where you've come to Yahuwah Yahusha on your knees, in repentance and asking for Him to enter your life and to forgive all that you were, and ask Him to save you from what you were, who you were, how you acted, how you behaved in this world until you realized you needed Him and asking to receive Him, receive His Word, receive His grace, receive His salvation, and asking to know Him, and then in surrendering to Him completely and asking Him to show you how to live your life in a manner that pleases Him most, because you've tried to live your life in a manner that pleases you most. And where has it led you to this point where you cannot go on, where you cannot fathom, where you cannot reconcile, where you cannot get the meaning and the purpose and the fulfillment and the satisfaction? There's a hole in your heart, a canyon in your soul, and yet you've come to this place. And so the time has come to surrender to Him and ask Him to show you, Him to take the burden. As He has taken the burden off of all of us, He has sacrificed Himself for the world. He has paid the price that we were meant to pay, that we could never pay. So He paid it. Such is the Father's love for us, so deep, everlasting, incomprehensible, and all-encompassing, that He would give His own life manifested in the flesh, that He would sacrifice Himself. His love for us is so great that He would pay the price that we could never pay, the debt that we could never, ever erase. He erases it, and you receive. And in receiving His everlasting peace, His everlasting healing, His everlasting joy, His everlasting love, and His everlasting life, you come to understand, you come to know that whatever you ask, you will receive. I was struck by cancer twice. Tumors, giant tumor on my kidney, ripped out with the kidney 8.5 years ago. The same cancer goes to my liver, tore that chunk out of my liver out 2.5 years ago. Liver issues wiped away. And in that time, 7 different places, spots, lesions show up on my scans and my follow-up scans over these 8.5 years, all of it gone or all of it stopped in its tracks. Because I asked him to heal me. And he delivered over and over and over and over again. Because when you understand that if you have the faith of a mustard seed, because a mustard seed knows what it's going to become. It has faith. It knows what it will become. It is incontrovertible. It cannot be denied. If planted correctly, it will become what it is meant to become. And if you have that faith, you can say to this tree to uproot itself and be planted over there, and the tree will grow. You can tell this mountain, to move into the sea, and into the sea the mountain will move. You will know, and you understand the weight of your words. You understand that whatever you ask in Yahusha's name, it will be done. And it will be done because you're asking from a place where you, as he says in the very next verse, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. And what is his ultimate commandment? When he was asked, he listed a bunch of commandments. He said the most important commandment, to love Yahuwah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your fellow man as you love yourself. That is the ultimate commandment right there. All the prosperity, all the help you need, all the salvation, all the love, all the fixes, all the solutions, all the good things, all the wholesome things, all the productive things, all from which all the other commandments spring, comes from that one commandment that he gave us. He made it so simple for us to understand. Unlike the gurus of this world that want to sell you programs, sell you blueprints, sell you instructions, sell you manuals. They want to take you on a journey and a pilgrimage, and you're going to travel to the ends of the earth to meet the ends of the world to meet the yogai, the magi, the holy man, the wise one, the person that's going to give you the keys to unlock the universe when he gave it to you. He gave it to us in the simple commandment to love Yahuwah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your fellow man as you love yourself. And so from time to time, I will ask Yahuwah for something, but what I ask for has weight to it. What I ask for has meaning to it. What I ask for is not the materialism, the ways of the flesh, the mammon of this world. I have no interest in that. My only interest is in living as an example for my people, and most of all, to revere and honor and love Yahuwah with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength at the very top. And if I can do that, what I ask for is immersed in that ideal. It is dependent on that ideal. It is from that ideal that what I am asking for allows me to love him with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength in a manner that pleases him most, so that I can love my fellow man as I can love myself, so that I can live as an example for my people, so that I can be someone whom my people can count on, so I can be a tree that bears good fruit that will nourish my people. So I can love my people as I love myself. I can nurture myself as my people need to be nourished. And so again, at the very, very most and of most importance, so that I can love Yahuwah with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love my fellow man as I love myself. That perfect circle folds in on itself again and again and again and again and again. If I love Yahuwah with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, then I love myself as I need to be loved, as Yahuwah would love me, and I love my fellow man as I love myself. And again, through all these things, it works. It is incontrovertible, undeniable, like the faith of a mustard seed, such that when you ask, it happens. But in knowing what it takes, the weight of your words, and having gone through this catharsis to come to a place where you truly believe and understand and know that what you ask for, it will be done, that he will grant it. You then understand the weight of your words. You understand what you ask for, and you would never ask for anything trivial. You would only ask for the things that count and that live within that trifecta, that triumvirate of ideals. To love Yahuwah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. To love your fellow man as you love yourself. So whatever you ask, if you've come to a place where you know that what you ask, you're going to be granted, and by the way, it might be granted in a way that you don't expect, but it will be granted. Again, I am here today with you. over 8.5 years later, or 8.5 years later, more empowered, more knowledgeable, more enthusiastic, more motivated, stronger than ever, more empowered than ever, more transcendent than ever, more elevated than ever, healthier than ever, more robust than ever, more dynamic than ever, recovered, renewed, refreshed, revised, reconstructed, reborn once again in his image. He has given me my health back and given me back in ways that I could never imagine, dynamic, electrified, powered by his healing love and his healing joy, more alive than I've ever been, truly alive. Before I was dead, before I was a zombie, before I walked through this earth chasing the things of the flesh, never being happy, never being satisfied, never being grateful, never being thankful. Now I am alive, truly alive, because I live in him. I live with his light, and I feel the life, the everlasting life. I feel I am on the road, the narrow road that leads to the kingdom, to the narrow gates, to the kingdom to come, to the reign, the heaven. Do you know what that feels like, to be on that road, to be compelled by the Ruach that he gives us when we ask for his salvation, and that Ruach lives in us like a compass pointed true north, compelling us, beckoning us to stay on that road no matter what might come, even if we make mistakes, because we are human and we are imperfect and we will falter here and there, but we will waver here and there, but we are so alive and in love and full of joy that we do not falter for long, and we stay on that narrow road, and we march true and strong, undefeatable, unconquerable, undeniable, unassailable, unstoppable, as we march to those narrow gates to the kingdom to come. And so when you get to a place where you can feel this way, where the catharsis that you went to get to a place where you know that whatever you ask for, you will be granted. And again, it might not be in the way you imagine, but it will be in the way that is needed, in a way where you can serve him best, a way where you are most needed by him, in a way where you can live your life in a manner that pleases him most. And in coming to that realization, you understand all things, you receive all things, and your cup overflows, and you're here sharing the good news because your cup runneth over, and you want others to know what you have found. So be careful what you ask for, because you're going to get it.